Hello and welcome everyone to a fantastic episode of Was That in Good Taste? Actually, are we behind the bar tonight, or are we just Was That in Good Taste?
Whatever you want to be.
I think we're just Was That in Good Taste, and we got a full-fledged it's a
holiday size proportion
special. We got a full packed show for you today where we're going to be talking about one of the greatest gifts that you can give a gift is the gift of gift giving. Ain't that just great, and
especially when it's free,
gratuitous and gorgeous,
consumerist?
I'm a big fan of the gift giving season.
Spend all your money.
One of the first years in a while I've been able to give a couple gifts.
Oh,
it feels good, and so I wanted to talk about that. And also, what makes this super special is we also received a gift given to us, a gift from a local distillery based out of Long Island called Matchbook Distilling. They're up in Greenport. Do you know where that is?
Greenport? Isn't that just outside of the city?
I think it's like kind of North Fork-ish, I think. I'm still learning geography.
Man, I don't drive up there. What I look like going to Greenpoint?
But this isn't the first time that we featured them on the pod. You might remember them from one of their other
that's Long Island.
Fun, exciting whiskeys that we tried not too long ago, the Flatlander whiskey with ahi amarillo peppers, and we were fans. I think we left that thinking, hey, this is a pretty good whiskey. This is a pretty fun thing that they got going on here. And so that was when we were the first to review it.
Yeah, I remember.
Then we got some other things.
Oh man, that was so good.
There's not a lot known about them except everything there is to know about the production. That's one thing that's really cool about Matchbook Distilling, is they're more of a research and just kind of testing stuff out kind of facility. And so they put on pretty much the entire recipe, like all the nuts and bolts of what goes into each of the things that we're tasting today. And so that's why I was so focused on trying to pull up each and every
I understand.
Like breakdown of it.
I forgot.
There's so much to know.
I'd forgotten that Flatlander had the whole arable, the Soltol. The Soltol.
Oh, the Soltol.
Yes. Yeah, I'd completely forgotten about that.
These guys are on some weird shit, and we're going to explore some of the weird shit. So first up, I think, is going to be we didn't introduce ourselves.
Oh, no, but you know who we are.
Silly me. I'm Chandler.
I'm James, just in case.
Thank you guys for joining us, and if you like it, remember to like, comment, and subscribe to all that. Anywho, I was just so excited to talk about what we're talking about.
We're diving in.
So first thing up on the list is going to be this whiskey. Is it a whiskey? What is it called? It's a thing. It's just a thing, but it is called Double Dutch by Matchbook Distilling. And this is going to blow your mind. What I'm about to tell you is going to make you go, huh, what? And so this is a cherrywood smoked single malt whiskey and cherry eau de vie finished in exporter stout and ex-sherry cast, and eau de vie being a French non-grape brandy. Any other sort of assorted fruits that you would want to throw into you do a fruit wine and then distill that, bing bang boom, you got a brandy. And eau de vie is the refined French version of it. So this is a blend of a single malt whiskey and a cherry brandy.
I love this.
That's all of that to say that just that. What's in on the single malt side is New York Danko.
Oh.
New York Danko rye, malted and smoked.
The dankiest.
By Valley Malt. Milled and fermented in Kelvin cooperage barrel, there's so much info. There's just so much info. Bittner Singer Orchard Cherry Eau de Vie, single run pot column distillation. That's kind of neat. So it's like a pot. It's like a big pot, and then it's got the column on. That's so cool. All right, and it's inspired by Compass Box's Affinity, which is a blend of Scotch malt whiskeys and Calvados. So this is just their take on that. Have you given it a shot? Have you tried it out? So it's single malt rye.
Whoa.
Danko rye.
Whoa. Whoa.
It's aged plus more than 2 years.
Oh, that's really good. Hold on.
I'm not.
It's woody. It's really sweet. It definitely smells really boozy. I already peaked, so I kind of already know what the ABV is, which is 48%. But you can smell that. I actually stuck my nose too close in the Glencairn and it kind of singed my nose hairs a little.
It's so brandy-y.
It is. It's very sweet. This is delicious.
But on the back end, you do get that rye kind of spice and honey. Wow. It's so like cherry forward, but you definitely get that. But it also has like that chesty burn brandy has.
It's boozy. It's sweet. It's very oaky. Or cherry wood.
It's got that strong cherry.
Which, I'm not joking. I kind of wish you'd been like, what is it? Because I would have been able to guess cherry wood. It has that very distinctive cherry wood kind of like smell.
Yeah.
Where it's like a little herby and a little sweet and kind of smoky.
A little stony. Lonely. I'm trying to find out which thing was aged in which. Cherrywood smoke comes through the characteristic of fruitiness, only smoke sweetiness. Yeah. No, this is so cool. I know of some of the other stuff that we're going to try has also been featured. It features a lot of cherrywood kind of stuff, and that's these guys got their arms on a whole lot of repurposed cherrywood. So that's kind of cool. Use what you got your hands on.
Wait, is this a good description? This is from their website. As industrial farming hit its stride, we swapped small farms with finite resources that needed intense care for a factory model of agriculture that relies on inputs and sprays like toxic fungicides. What? That's what it says.
That's on their website?
That's on their website.
That's on like Gab app. Whose website?
No, it's the description from them on like a website.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, they are North Fork. Oh no, they just okay.
What does that mean? I have to find the official thing now, because this is scaring me. I think it's a typo.
No, I think it's someone giving their opinion on it, but they just got like some really intense opinions.
I don't know about that. This is man. All right.
I'm actually kind of pleasantly surprised by this. I thought, okay, doing the brandy with the rye, like I like the cherrywood rye, but with the cherry, is that gonna like kind of like you would know how sharp that Kirschwasser, the cherry brandy that we had, that was intense. That was a bit much for me.
It's bad copy. I didn't read it incorrectly. It's just the way they worded it is wrong. They meant to say they swapped factory farming for small farms.
Oh, that's what they're getting at. It sounded like they were saying,
we got rid of these small farmers.
Yeah, and now we're growing things that are difficult to grow that take a lot of resources.
And throwing lots of fungicide on them. Wow, this is delicious.
This is pretty good.
I give this a 7 out of 10. I like it. Do I think it's a little bit of a gimmick? Yes. But it tastes like brandy. I like that.
It's fun. If I were at a cocktail tasting or at a whiskey tasting and someone brought that out, I'd be pleasantly surprised. All right, next up.
Man, I really like that.
I kind of figure we're gonna do the first two quick, and then we'll kind of chit chat.
Okay.
And then we'll kind of do the back half, like pepper in the last two. I just thought,
okay, Santa.
And then we'll try this one out. We'll give it our ratings, give it our thoughts, and then we'll talk about like what's
this one called?
What does gift giving mean to us? This is called Sunsetter, and it is a smoked sandalwood single malt.
What the holy moly? It smells like sandalwood in a glass lit on fire.
It is 100% malted barley, smoked with sandalwood, aged 2 years. And it's suggested serve in the evenings, neat, by the pool, over ice, oceanside with a...
That's not hot. That's what it... Is that really a suggestion?
That's what...
That's really a suggestion. The suggestion is you should serve it by a pool with somebody who loves you or who used to love you and your relationship is no longer good.
Maybe you guys haven't looked at each other in over a year.
My palate, my nose needed a second to adjust. What I'm getting is creamy sandalwood. I'm getting like, it's kind of like, I don't know, smoky, but sandalwood kind of makes me think of leather a little bit, but like light, a little bit of sweetness.
It is a very...
There's some spice in here.
Young whiskey.
So the smoking is just really influencing it.
I think so, because I don't think it's getting too much barrel flavor from it. I was kind of interested to see if they like made barrel wood out of sandalwood. I thought that'd be kind of... But then I'm like, I don't know. Does the oils in sandalwood like upset the tummy? Does that...
I would say this tastes like a new whiskey. It tastes pretty young. The body, it's thin, right? But it's creamy. It has a creamy finish.
Yeah.
Oh, the smoke is coming from the end. When that happens, you can tell.
A malted finish.
Oh, that malt. Whoa. Just like caramel or something. Whoa, what was that?
Interesting. Okay.
You feel that? The malt, like, at the end?
That definitely had that hit its stride kind of late in the game.
That was weird. That
was interesting. Because the front of it, the forward, the nose is super ethanol-y, I think. The first impressions, I'm like, okay, this is a young, light whiskey. This can't be more than 3 years old.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like an Irish whiskey in that way.
It's like I'm chewing on malt.
It doesn't have too much characteristic even through the middle of it, but then at the end it kind of gives you a little something.
Yeah, it's very complex. At the end, you know what it's like? I'm not even trying to joke, right? Because it's like malty. It kind of reminds me of like if you get a stout that's kind of meant to be served cool but not cold, and you grab it just out of the fridge, and when you first drink it, it's a little bland.
Like,
right?
It hasn't even really opened up yet.
But once it starts to warm up a little bit and the spice starts to come and the malt starts to come, it's the same exact thing. And also sandalwood, it's obvious that, I don't know how they smoke it, but obviously it's not a barrel because when you smoke it, I've always noticed that you get the taste of the smoke like after. And it's like different.
Late in the game. So
yeah.
That's interesting. Because as we know about mezcal, that's a late in the game smokiness too, compared to like bourbon, where it's the smoke is from the barrel, and so therefore the I don't know if that's a therefore, the taste of smoke is more.
That's the reason why
at the front end. I don't know. This is just conjecture.
I'll say I like the double Dutch a little bit better. But I don't hate this. I like the malt.
What did you like about the double Dutch?
It's brandy.
Okay. Like it had did you like the sweetness?
That's fun.
Fruitiness?
It was fun.
It was fun.
Oh, but you know what? I have to say it's hard. Because after I finish this, then I get hit with this like punch of malt and I love it. It's like, here's the thing. People don't like Vegemite. And I think Vegemite is really, really concentrated, like yeasty flavor. It's like a little too...
Isn't it just like...
it's yeast.
It's yeast muff?
Yeah, effectively. Yeah, effectively. And it's like, it's very umami, but you have to put it in food, right? But the smell of it, this is what it smells like. You know what I mean? This is exactly what it smells like. It smells and tastes rich. And it's not the whiskey, right? The body of the whiskey is light and creamy, but the residue on my palate, God, it tastes so good. I'm excited for that.
I think I would like to know what kind of barrels that these were aged in.
Does it say?
That's what I'm looking for. This is the spirit of summer, as they say. So it's like the end of summer kind of sandy feet daytime sip whiskey.
No, it definitely is. Yeah. I would have loved to have had this when we were fishing.
Oh, that'd be a great fish.
Oh, especially because when it's cool in the day, right? That's like the beginning. Where at the beginning, when you first take a sip, it's like cool. It's a little bright. It's young, right? It's like a thin wave, but it swells.
Yeah.
And it just swells and it builds. You know.
Yeah, I think I don't know if the single malt does it justice. I think if it were to, it could blend to kind of get a little bit more chutzpah to it. But I see what they're trying to do with like getting the smoke of the sandalwood, and I'd kind of like to see that a little bit more prominently. I don't know how we would do it. I don't know. But I think the barrel aging, if you just took this from a 2-year to like a 4-year, would change the game so much. Because I think the only things that are really taking away from the fun finish to it is just that kind of abrasive first impression.
Absolutely. I can see that. Wow.
Yeah.
Gift giving. Thank you. This is a gift for me. Oh, man.
This did feel like a gift. So when it comes to gift giving, I think there's a lot of like people get a lot of different joy out of different parts of it. It's a very dynamic kind of situation. I just think it's an interesting part of like the holiday season. I think, well, especially in America, all of our winter holidays are kind of formulated around gift giving. Like there's,
yeah. I mean, you got Easter right at the beginning of spring.
Yeah.
Right. You have Christmas, and you have Hanukkah. I went back. I went in a weird direction. I didn't go the direction you thought.
I guess what I meant was all of our winter holidays.
Yeah. All of our winter holidays are gift giving. It's because
Hanukkah. I mean, I'm assuming Kwanzaa is kind of a gift giving.
Well, don't look at me. I've never done. All I know about Kwanzaa is emoji.
But like you watched the Proud Family Kwanzaa special
once.
Once.
You think I watch it every year?
It's the
5th day of Kwanzaa.
The majority of my knowledge of the Jewish religion came from the Hanukkah and Passover specials of Rugrats.
That sounds like a personal problem.
I didn't know if you could relate to that.
I was a young atheist.
Oh.
No.
That sounds indoctrinating.
That's not true at all. That's not true at all.
But yeah, so there's the whole capitalistic like consumption part of it where you're like, should I even buy into this whole thing? But then you do, and you're like, fuck. Now it's competitive. Like gift giving is a competitive sport. I think I might have a really toxic relationship to gift giving.
Because you're not an only child.
Oh yeah,
I love giving gifts.
You love giving?
I just give.
What do you like more, giving gifts or getting gifts?
I don't know how to explain it. I love to get gifts, but something makes me feel so happy to just like spend all the money that I don't have to give somebody something. It's not happening this year because I ain't got no money.
How do you think you win at gift giving?
By giving the person something that you think that they would like a lot, and hopefully they like a lot. I
think that's a very altruistic approach. I think the way that you win at gift giving. Okay, here's how you win at gift giving. One, it has to be something that the person wants that they didn't know that they wanted. I think that's a major. But also,
oh my God,
this is if you want
this
to
is toxic.
Because like if you want to just place, you can just like, I don't know, go off whatever, like you kind of collect little Easter eggs of what they want throughout the year, and then like you give them the thing that you know that they've wanted, or that they explicitly said like, oh man, I'd really appreciate if this is something I had, but I would never buy it for myself. That's like B tier gift giving, is like you get somewhat. Actually, okay, I'm gonna rank it right now.
Look at this guy rank. Everything's a game. Capitalism. Everything is a game for him. Everything is better, something better than the other. Yes.
Yes.
Let's make a list
No,
about who gives better gifts.
Are you gonna tell me that gift giving is not competitive?
Okay. So make a rank.
Yeah.
Right. And for each rank, you have to give an example of either a gift that you have given or that you have given that would fit in that rank.
Okay. I'm gonna start from the bottom.
Of course.
So F tier gift.
F tier.
I think an F tier gift is something that is actually not a gift. It's an obligation. All right.
Oh.
The worst kind of gift is you give someone like the worst kind of gift is to get a toddler a goldfish. And it's the worst gift to give to the parent of the toddler, because now at some point the goldfish is going to die. And now the parent has the obligation of having to like, oh, now I have to teach my kid about life and death, which like, it's going to happen eventually, but it's just like, oh, fuck. Now the wheel was set in motion when you got the kid a pet, like specifically an easily dieable pet.
Don't get your kids hamsters. That's an F tier gift. That's correct. That is an F tier gift.
Okay. E tier.
What's an E tier?
E tier gift is something that's just kind of boring. Like, it's not an obligation, but it's just kind of like, okay. Like
a book?
No, because...
But like a book that you like a book specifically that's like really long and like you like, but you had to read it a few times. You know, it's not really an obligation.
I'm gonna recant. I want to bump that one up to D tier.
An
E tier gift is something that you do not care that someone wants or needs. You're just trying to get it out of your. It's a regift. It's a regift without consideration of like who it's going. It's just like, oh, I need to get this shit out, and it's either going in the trash or it's gonna be regifted. And at least now I don't have the obligation of having to get someone.
I could see that
a gift.
It's like all the slap chops.
Yeah,
you know, it's like that year slap chops were really popular.
They're just all pop.
Now in your closet, you got 15 slap chops.
You're like, okay, and all right, I need to get rid of that. Or like just a novelty lamp that someone got for you at some point, and you're like, okay, I'm not even really into minions like that.
But
I guess maybe
it's like kind of nice, but it's a little too big.
Yeah,
and it's like, so you know, like you don't really
like you can't bring a date home to a minions like out and be like,
maybe you can
banana. So that's a E tier gift. D tier gift is something that is just boring, and I would say one year I got flashcards.
Yeah.
Like just I was at like multiplication in school. These were addition subtraction flashcards. They were just like, they were a couple grades behind where I was in school, and I was like, fuck am I going to do with this?
It's like 2 plus 2 is 4.
Yeah.
No shit, Mom.
Yeah. I'm in 4th fucking grade, Mom. I'm not a kid anymore. I can do almost long division. It's like medium long division, and I get lost when the decimal point shows up. Like that's, I get it. So yeah, that's a D tier gift.
Now we're getting to the top.
Now we're getting into the real shit. C tier gift is something that you wanted to see the person in, but it's not really something that like you know that they want. It's something that you want for them to want.
I need an example.
You get someone like an article of clothing that maybe is a bit outlandish of an article of clothing, but for like you think like, oh, that's something that'll look cute. When a guy gets a girl or gets this is heteronormative as I'm saying, but like getting someone lingerie, I think is a C tier gift unless you like really know how well the lingerie fits, and it's kind of hacky. It's a hack gift.
I can make it hetero, not normal.
Yeah.
It's like Galinda giving Elphaba the hat.
Well, Well, that was like more of a regifting kind
But
of.
the hat was nice.
It was a
And she was regifting it, and she wanted to see her in it at first
yeah.
because she was being a little bit mean. But Alphaba could wear a hat.
Or it's like a it's like
Alphaba.
you get an ugly Christmas sweater, but it's not like ugly enough to like win an ugly Christmas sweater.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like so that or like this goes back to like you get someone a book that you want them to read, not because you think they'll like it, but because you're like, oh, I loved it, and I think you need to know this information. That's a C tier gift.
I love a C tier gift.
A B tier gift. Get someone what they want. Just get someone made a list of what they wanted, and you said, okay, cool. I'm gonna get like maybe one of the, more in my strike zone kind of gifts, and it's a B tier. It's a good. You got them what they wanted. You're not gonna strike out.
My mother's the king of that.
That's fantastic.
my mother, we're just like we're big gift giving people, but like around Christmas is like, what do you want? Like if I don't want anything, then that's when the effort comes in. But like if it's like, yeah, I want this, it's like, okay,
It's just yeah.
make it happen. It's just not getting it on Christmas. That's definitely.
I still need to order my Secret Santas, so that they can kind of get it at least within the week of
Chandler.
Christmas. Yeah. Ooh.
This airs the week of Christmas.
Oh boy, I hope
Christmas next
these
week?
guys get their Secret Santa.
Well, do it next week. They're not gonna.
They're not
They're not gonna.
gonna. A tier
A tier.
is getting someone something they didn't even know that they wanted, but you know them so well that when they see it, they open it up and then they're like, "How did you know? How did you know?"
Unless the person you give it to is autistic, and then they just look at it. They're thinking it.
Yeah.
But they're just looking at
It
it.
is real.
You're included. I'm just saying you're included too.
Yeah. Or like, it's
Isn't that like the most overwhelming kind of best gift?
it is.
When somebody comes to you and they're like, hey, here's the thing. And you open it and it's like, wow, I didn't know that I needed this, but I needed this. This is
Can you think of one of those gifts that you've got where you're like, I didn't realize how much I needed this.
anything my mother's ever given me.
Wow. But you just said she's like queen of bees. She's a B tier queen.
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends.
It-
I've gotten lots of gifts. You know what I mean? When I was a little kid, I remember like staying up late at night and waiting up. Even I knew Santa wasn't real, but I fell asleep at like 1 a.m. and I woke up at like 2:30. And when I was awake, there were no gifts. But when I woke up, not only were there gifts, but there was like a race car set that was like set up through the living room.
That's sweet.
That is that when I think of what I didn't know I wanted, you know what I'm saying? Or no, you know what it is? When I was sitting there, I never forgot this. It's Christmas. I'm like 12. My mother gives me a box and I open it, and it says RF cable, and I'm like, oh, thank you. What? Oh, I just said, I don't know. I just looked at it and I was like, oh, I guess I'll figure this out later. And then she hands me another box, and I open it, and it's a Nintendo 64 game. And I'm like, well, I don't have a Nintendo 64. And my mother goes,
This dude's weird.
here you do. She's like, open this one. I'm like, because I didn't even fathom that we could afford or even get one. You know what I mean? It wasn't even a thought. I had never even considered even wanting it because I knew that I couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Flashback to my father saying that if I get 10 baskets in, I can get a Sega Genesis. First it was 1 in 5, then it was 1 in 10, and then I never got the Sega Genesis.
Oof.
So I'm just saying, I never knew. And that gift got me. Never forgot that.
That one's a good one.
Yeah.
That was my parents got us a PS2. They got my brother and I one when we were not expecting it. I think we were really kind of it was not in the wheelhouse, and and we sat, and it was probably one of the best bonding experiences that I've had with my brother. Was spurred by getting a PS2.
I love that.
But I think for me, one of the gifts that I did not expect, it was exactly what I wanted, and it also like had more to it. My parents got me a pool cue. And I don't know, something about just having like a personalized pool cue almost like was the acknowledgement that I was going from like kidhood to young adult. I think there was it wasn't just the pool cue, but there was a respect kind of earned, like a level up.
Good enough at pool to get his own pool cue.
Yeah, I was trusted enough and responsible enough to not fuck up the pool table, which was, one of the more valued possessions. So I think that was a pretty impactful gift.
Wow.
Can I tell you about another impactful gift? I had gotten it was like you get them at a teacher supply store or like one of those science kind of craft stores, and it was a small plastic terrarium that you grow what's it called, tadpoles.
Yeah, I love that little terrarium. Yeah.
And so you had a voucher, and you would mail the voucher in, and then they would send you the tadpoles.
That's cool.
And so I had this, and I was so psyched about it. And eventually, we send in the voucher, and they send back the tadpoles. When they sent back the tadpoles, it was not clearly marked that there were tadpoles in the box.
Oh, no.
And they didn't use like a FedEx or UPS or nothing. It was just USPS.
Taking it down the street.
And so it ended up in our metal mailbox. It was like one of those big suburban kind of...
Yeah.
That's got like, I don't know, the entire block of people. Yeah, it was a little box shoved into that tight metal in the middle of August in Sacramento when temperatures get upwards of 108
Oh,
degrees.
no. Oh.
The tadpoles, by the time we got to them, were sous vide. They were...
Did they taste good? I'm kidding.
But so then a few weeks later, my dad and I went down to the creek, and we caught a couple tadpoles to then house, and then we released them. One of them escaped into the house at one point. That was a whole ordeal. The tadpole did it. It was a frog.
Oh, okay.
At that point. But anyway, so that. Yeah, fun reminiscing about.
I love gifts.
About gifts. But I think part of how you win at gift giving is you give a gift that is worth more than what it costs.
Well, I was gonna say you definitely forgot the last tier.
Oh, what's the S tier?
The S tier, which is spend more money.
Yeah.
You can't beat buying somebody the thing that they can't afford that they actually need. Is it a gift or charity? Whatever, you get the credit anyway.
Well, it's the S tier is an A tier gift plus cash.
Yeah. It's like, it's either you're getting it's like getting a PlayStation bundle, right? Versus getting a PlayStation bundle plus a few games and the DualSense special controller. That there's like different tiers, man. There's different there's levels to this game, man. Gotta love gifts.
I think I like giving gifts more than I like getting gifts.
Oh.
And I think it's for a toxic reason.
What's that reason?
I think I overhype receiving gifts in my head, and then also the social dynamic of giving a gift makes me feel less vulnerable. So like I think it's all out of self-preservation that I like giving gifts.
So receiving gifts makes you feel awkward.
Yes.
Noted.
Receiving gifts that I'm unprepared for make me feel, because then I feel like there's an unrequitedness, or like then I appreciate it, but then I feel like whatever gesture of appreciation isn't actually going to be enough to like compensate how much appreciation or to.
You're not enough, Chandler.
I'm not enough, and I could say thank you so many times, but words are hollow, and anyone can just say anything and not mean it. And so, how do you know that I actually? Because what if I don't? You know, what if you give me a gift and I don't actually want it? But now I got to do this the whole like, thank you so much.
Take the gifts back.
No, this is fantastic. Oh no, you shouldn't have. You should not have. You should not have done this. I don't have the space for it. I don't have this is going to turn into clutter in my space and clutter in my mind.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
But
yeah.
And then being the gift giver, now I am like, hey, got you a little something. Hey, thinking about you. I just had a little disposable income, and you know, I thought, hey, maybe now you owe me. You know, maybe
about to say you owe me now.
Maybe you're just a tad bit like not indebted, but like feel a general obligation to, you know, treat me better. You know, because I'm so nice to you. So now you kind of contractually have to be nicer to me.
The next time we get into an argument, remember this.
Remember, like, I'll hold on to the, like, well, I did this for you, and you didn't do it.
Yeah, throw that in my face.
Because, you know, I guess I just give and I give and I give and I give.
You know what?
I give.
How could you do this to me? I did this thing you didn't ask me to do.
I have been nothing but selfless. I have put myself on a cross for you.
For you, I'm the martyr here.
Yeah, gift giving, I feel like, can expose some toxic.
Let's take a sip without even giving it
of people, and I think, as fun and as festive, as fun and as festive as the gift-giving season can be, there's always going to be this kind of aura of toxicity as long as we live in the capitalist system that creates this kind of like conspicuous consumptions, you know? I'm just saying buzzwords at this point, but I kind of feel like the way we're taught to consume things or to have things and to give things and just like having access to these resources, there's an implicit power imbalance.
Oh, of course. That's why I think when we started to shift into the, you know, giving experiences, right? It's better than like, you know, every holiday giving somebody a piece of electronics.
Yeah.
Right. You know,
I love giving a gift. Another fantastic gift that I was given. My parents really like to do little experience gifts. One was we went to the Walking with Dinosaurs live show. You ever see that?
I haven't.
It was so fucking sick. They had like these giant animatronic dinosaurs, and they told a Walking with Dinosaurs story about like, this is the Liplorodon. The Liplorodon flies through the water with the greatest of ease. And then they'd be like, you know, projected waves onto the.
Oh, I love that.
It's one of those things, and then they'd bring out this giant animatronic mechanism that's like covered in like a silicone kind of thing to make it look like a fucking realistic dinosaur. That was lit.
That sounds so dope.
That was so dope.
That's why I always think. That's why I love my mother, because we're not like religious or anything like that, right? You know, but like we celebrate all the holidays just because. Like nothing to do with the holiday. It's called an excuse to spend time and give gifts to people that you love.
People will be like, "Oh, they're taking the Christ out of Columbus Day," and it's like, what are we even arguing about? Just take the day off work, you know.
And it's good to have so many.
Have more holidays.
It's so good to have all these days because, like, you know, since there's so many holidays, one of the days can be a big gift holiday.
I think every religion's holiday should be government observed. Like, I think
I'm down for that.
Every holiday. If a day, like, people are like, well, the Jews are just making up holidays in order to get days off.
Make up more, baby.
But yeah, just bring in some more in. Like, what?
It's a mitzvah.
Why are we working on fucking Diwali? You know? What?
I agree. Why?
Why are we working on St. Patrick's Day? You know? What? When all of these holidays that have already been so secularized, I'd say, or commodified.
Pride Day? Fuck it.
Take the whole month off.
Black History Month? I'm not working.
Take the whole month off. You know? Just to celebrate the holiday. Okay, we've talked about this before. Juneteenth needs to be a week.
It does.
Why?
How come it's only people? God, that's not fair. What is this? What is this? What is this?
Okay, so this one is really cool. This is another cherrywood feature, but this one is a single malt cherrywood. It's cherrywood on cherrywood. So it's a meta-modernity cherrywood is what it's called. I'm gonna say cherrywood at least 8 more times.
What the fuck? Whoa.
So this is single malt Empire Rye, 100% Danko Rye. Empire Rye meaning that it's all in New York.
New York state of mind, baby.
I think it's got to be like at least 75% New York grown.
Are they part of the Empire Rye Association?
They are not. They are not part of it, but they meet all of the qualifications to call what they have a single malt Empire Rye. However, now you get into the really fucking cool stuff. So this is malted.
More, please.
And cherrywood.
It is fucking delicious. Holy shit.
So the way they malt their rye, the initial like toasting process for the rye grains, they do it over smoked cherrywood. Like it's similar to the way the sandalwood one, the Sunsetter sandalwood. And then they took they aged it 2 years at least in new charred American oak, char number 4. So that's a little bit darker than your typical, but it's not as dark as like alligator char. Familiar. Then it's finished in reconstructed barrels with salvaged cherrywood barrel heads. So it's still a regular barrel, but just the punts at the end are toasted cherrywood. And I think this is... I had tried it when it was...
This is so delicious.
We had a sample bottle of it in the shop, and I tried it earlier this year, and I thought it was one of the most exotic. It's like tasting.
Drinking a cherry vanilla extract. Well, it's like vanilla-y. It's like sweet. What? Oh my God. This is so good.
Yep.
Holy shit. Wow, I'm sorry that I'm having an emotional reaction to this. This is delicious.
Yeah.
So you said cherrywood.
I said cherrywood so many times.
Right. Then you said New American, but like dark charred white oak. And then again, but with the punts are just the cherrywood.
Yeah. So it's cherrywood smoked.
That's crazy.
Because the malting process, you take like your grains, get them a little bit wet. Just as they're about to start to sprout, they start developing like those little baby sugars so that it can metabolize and grow super quick. Well, you cut off that growth by toasting those baby sugars. They toasted that over cherrywood. Like it's the smoke from it. And
I want that. So that's so good.
This is, I think, the oldest of the whiskeys that we are trying here, because this is at least 2 years old, and then it's done additionally, and I want to say for another 13 months in the cherrywood casks. Yeah, this is a fantastic whiskey. I will say, however,
okay, a negative.
The sample bottle that I had tried earlier this year, I felt I had more of greater connection to. This feels kind of like a nerfed version of that. And the first time I tried it, I was a bit underwhelmed the first time I tried the sample bottle, I was a bit underwhelmed because I was so taken aback by the initial first time that I had it, like from the bottle. And so this might have just been like a kind of early pull.
Yeah, I was wondering that. Yeah, it makes sense.
From a barrel.
This is nice. Oh, it's so malty. It's so sweet. Oh, I love that. I love that so much.
The flavor description on it was one that I picked up right off the bat way back when. And it is almond, or you got some of it too. Almond vanilla, cherry sponge cake, soaked in cognac.
I understand the sponge cake soaked in cognac. Oh my God, that is such a good description for what's happening, because there's this rich, almost honey-like sweetness, right? But it's not. But it's like cognac soaked, right? And the almond. Here's the thing: is the almond. That's the bitterness. That's the, but the vanilla for me, the vanilla is what's the prominent.
It's the standard. The vanilla, and it's like the vanilla and spice cherry. Fantastic. Fantastic duo.
I would love to make old fashioned with this. Holy shit.
We could be so lucky. All right. So now.
How much is a bottle?
That one retails for around $120. On their website, $113. That's not the end of the world. This is the end of our matchbook tasting. And I think this one is probably the more flagship-y of their whiskeys. It is a cask strength bourbon. Straight bourbon whiskey, 67% Dent corn, New York grown, 21% Danko rye, New York grown, 12% malted barley.
What's the name again?
This is the Meta-Modernity cask strength bourbon.
What? I feel like I've had this.
I don't know. Maybe you have.
I think I've had this before.
Surprise me. If you've had it, Mister, I've had this before. What's it taste like, huh?
I don't.
What's it to you, huh?
Oh boy. Maybe I saw it on a bar list somewhere, okay? Jesus.
Well, so yeah, this is done in 53-gallon barrels, your typical size char number 4, 36-month air-dried wood. I don't know what kind of difference that makes. Maybe it's to like, it gives it more inhale from the wood, like it's able to absorb more of the liquid. But it's only aged 2 years. It's.
I wonder if air drying it is like a shortcut to kind of give,
I don't know, and maybe it draws out some of the extra woodiness. Who's to say? What are your?
There's definitely something on my palate. It feels like a texture in my mouth a little bit. What's the ABV? This is a little spicy.
It is a 52.5%.
Yeah, I knew it. I was like, woof. I'm like, this has a little kick to it.
Well, it is a cask strength.
Yeah. Oh my God. Almost so much that I got a little bit of that like that numbing cream kind of thing going on in my mouth for a second. Yeah. It was like, whoa, that's a lot of alcohol.
That's a spicy meatball. I think it's interesting. I gotta say though, it's not as it's not as experimental as I expected some of the other ones to be, but
tastes like I'm sucking on wood.
Yeah, it's a bit woody. I feel like this is the 2 years for some of these is just not enough. Like they need just a little bit more time. They're hot coming off the still. I'm curious, what is this? What was this barreled at?
Man, this is pretty beefy. Oh boy,
it's got a lot of chutzpah to. Oh, okay, so
there's a lot.
Here now, finished traditional bourbon mash at cask strength with an expression of our carefully crafted Kelvin barrels, 36-month air dried to preserve character. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, that just means that they're trying to shortcut the the age. They're just trying to make the wood taste as old as possible.
Interesting.
'Cause think about that, right?
Yeah, like
What you'd want to do in order to
concentrated
in order to
flavor.
exchange, right? Think about angel share, right? You know, in order for it to exchange, you don't want to put a wet log in there. It's like they're cured, right? When they put the staves in, the staves are cured. But if the stave is left out for a year to harden and dehydrate, which would probably take a long time because the wood is very dense,
Yeah.
right? Then it would dry out, which means that it would probably take more in the barrel, but it would probably just impart a little bit more of the wood than it would for 2 years. Because I am getting this character in my mouth where it almost kind of feels like
That rye does got a lot. Like, it brings a lot to the table.
the rise, tip of the tongue.
Tip of the tongue to tip the lips. But it does have a very rustic kind of vibe compared to the rest of them. Whereas the cherry wood one was a little bit more elevated, a little bit more almost like a popsicle stick kind of sweetness to it. The sandalwood little lighter, a little bit more dynamic. I'd almost kind of draw it akin to like a light scotch.
Mm-hmm.
And then the double Dutch.
Yeah.
It's just weird, man. It's weird, and I dig
Funky.
it.
I like
It's
it.
funky, and I'm having fun.
If it was like which one is better, Double Dutch is not even. It's different. Double Dutch is different.
It's just
Double Dutch is the kind of thing that like if I saw it,
it's double Dutch.
I would totally pick it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the kind of thing that when friends come over, it's like, hey, taste this.
It's the kind of thing that make you go, wow.
Sorry, the modernity, the cast strength, it's nice. It's spicy, but it seems like kind of bland. It seems like normal.
It's coming in at $90 a bottle, which I know this place isn't like a major retailer, so like I get why it's so small scale that you got to charge, but for $90,
That's fine.
of the four, that wouldn't be the one that I grab off the shelf.
It probably would be either the Double Dutch or the cherry wood
Yeah,
single malt. Right. I do like the sand. The thing about the sandalwood is interesting,
I think the Sunsetter's cool. That one's a little bit lower price point, $78.
but it's fun. It's
It's
fun.
fun. It's got a cool bottle design to it, and I think that one's just like, all right, it's different, but it's not out there weird. The Double Dutch is out there weird. How much time we got? We got
A few minutes.
so James, in the spirit of gift giving,
Oh, spirit of gift giving.
I figure what's the best way to win at gift giving is when the gift receiver doesn't know they're playing.
Oh,
So I got you a little gift.
you got me a gift.
I got you a little gift, and
I'm gonna move this aside.
one of my favorite styles of gift is a gift that you give someone because you want to enjoy it with them. Like,
I love. Okay.
it's like when you get lingerie for your significant other, but they're into it, and like they kind of picked it out, and you're just like, yeah, let's do that one. Or it's like a trip for like two friends to go on, or like it's more of a flavor
I
experience.
love that. It's a pineapple experience.
It's something that you get to enjoy with friends, and so
White
with
Swamp.
yeah, it's
Well, oh, he's dropping stuff.
oh god. So in this gift sack,
Oh.
sacks
What's in the sack? What's in the sack? What's in the sack?
this is a gift I'm giving
To us.
to us. Yeah.
Oh, a sec. You know what's really crazy? I was looking for this earlier.
Oh,
Wow, I love this, James. Yeah.
can I just get your thumb again?
Yeah, the 100 proof.
Yeah,
Straight ride, baby.
it's the look at the detailing.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
on it,
Oh my God, this is the one.
because it's not the
This is the
cast
one.
rye.
This is the one from the liquor store.
And
Was it still there? Was it the only bottle still?
so the next greatest thing, and I think the most altruistic part about gift giving,
Yeah, it's the sherry cask.
it's the opportunity for the gift giver to regale the recipient of the harrowing story of what we have to go through to find the gift that we want. So we have been looking at this particular bottle of James E. Pepper's 1776 straight rye whiskey finished in PX sherry casks because we are both very big fans of their rye, their cask strength rye, and their bourbon. And we have been seeing it at our local liquor store for months now. And every time we walk by, we're like, okay, one of these days, we're going to get this bottle. It's not too much. But when you go there and you're already tasked with an assignment of like, oh, we got to get this for the show, we got to do this, it's kind of a back burner thing. And so every time we walk past, we see it and we go, one of these days. Well, today, I was like, you know what? On the way to the studio, I'm going to get it for him. I'm going to get it for us. And I get there and I'm looking and it's gone.
Oh, shit.
They completely redid all of their show. Because for a while, we would also like take it and kind of like slide it and put it kind of just,
oh my God,
just that eye shot. And I thought it was gone. I thought it was over. I thought it was no more. And then I asked the person at the desk, I'm like, hey, I pull it up the picture on my phone. I'm like, hey, do you still have this whiskey? It was over here. And they're like, oh, let me see. And they look over, they're like, no, I can't find it. I don't think we have this anymore. I'm like, could it potentially be like on the back wall, like behind the registers and stuff? And they go, oh, let me check. And so she's gone for a bit and she doesn't find it. And so then I'm pacing the whiskey aisle.
I know how you pace. He loves to pace.
I love to pace. And I was just trying to find something that was like comparable, but in the same price point. And I looked at a couple others and I'm like, that's too expensive for me right now. That's not going to be as thought. Like there was a Redemption weeded bourbon, but I was like, after we had tried the Sir Lee one, that's kind of the coolest one that Redemption has to offer. Like it's not cool enough. And so I eventually buy the one that I'm going to get. And as I'm checking out, I see it, and I'd already rang it up. They're bagging it, and I ring it, and I see it on the thing in the back.
Wow.
I'm like, wait.
Oh, wow.
Could I swap it? And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll let you swap it. I spent like 30 minutes deliberating, just pacing, trying to figure out which one I was going to replace it with. And then I found it, and then I had walked back in the rain, uphill, both ways, sleet, snow pouring down, chased by wolves just to get it here in one piece.
Let's try it.
Let's try it out.
Wait.
No, you pop it.
It is always good when people don't know they're playing. It's also good when you do better.
Oh. God.
I thought to myself, I don't have a lot of money. What's the kind of gift I can get? A gift I can share. So I got some staples and some interesting stuff. We had the same idea.
Wow.
So I got this big ass bottle of Knob Creek.
Fantastic.
Because 100 proof.
Big ass bottle of
because the price was okay, and I thought this will last a while. I got some port, this port reserve. I thought it'd be interesting to do an episode about port.
That sounds fun.
I got some tequila.
That's a solid one.
That's pretty solid.
That's a good.
And for interests, I got a rum. I got a pineapple rum. It's made in an interesting way. It has a little story and everything.
Oh, I cannot wait. And then a little Prosecco?
This is really because she wants Prosecco. And she's like, when Chandler's around, because we can't drink a whole bottle of Prosecco.
And I can help, I can put in work on a bottle of Prosecco.
So yes, I had...
We can't try all of these.
No, we can't. We have to try the James L. Pepper or the rum. But I'll say this. We had the same exact idea. But now here we go. Now we have to gauge.
Well played.
Who wins, right? Because I really wanted this.
Yeah.
And you socialized to get this. You like to drink and try new things.
Yeah.
And by sheer value.
I think by value and volume, you might have me beat. But by interest.
Yeah. Did this surprise you, though?
That surprised me.
To be honest, part of the reason I got this is because the bottle was so big.
Value?
And I thought when I popped it on the table, and the minute that you said you don't know who people don't know they're playing, I thought, this is fucking perfect.
That's hilarious. That is fantastic.
Fuck, man. Let's taste the James Pepper. This is good. This is the holidays. I love it.
Oh.
That bottle's cool as shit, though, right?
That is and it's so like weirdly.
Yeah, that's why I got it. Because I got it. It's a really cool bottle.
This is gonna be interesting too.
Yeah, you should look at the little description on the back. It has a little. I spent a little time looking around.
For the European arrival in the Americas, the pineapple, an American native, was cultivated by the Guarani people of the Caribbean. The Queen Victoria variety was the first introduced to 1668 on Reunion Island and is considered the best in the world due to its rich, juicy flesh and sweet taste. It works beautifully with rum. This is fantastic. I cannot wait to try this. Yeah. Hey, go. Go. Go.
Yeah, I'm so crazy. I saw that, and here's the thing. I know Chandler and like the citrusy, fruity, tropically fruits aren't the best of friends, but I read the description about how that was made.
I just hate the way they make my cum taste.
I know, right? Me too. No, I really thought that the way that was made seemed interesting. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, and it's not going to taste like pineapple because it's not pineapple flavored.
Is it?
It's made with pineapple.
That's interesting.
That's interesting.
Thumb one more time. Okay. Oh, thank God.
Look at if you have similar ideas. That's crazy.
Oh. So.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
What I want to draw your attention to.
By the way, that's why I wanted to get sherry, but they didn't have any that looked good, so I got port.
So I know we're talking about like you might have me beat on sheer value. However, look at what the keg and bottle price of this goes for.
Why?
So I found this for 50.
Yeah, it's been sitting there.
$51.
You know what's funny? That's why I kept looking at it because I kept feeling I had this
like
feeling.
This is a hidden gem.
Yeah, it felt like it. And since they only had one, it made me think that they didn't get a lot. And if it either sold out, which means it's popular, or they didn't get a lot because it's actually more rare than it seems.
Whoa, my dude, my guy.
Oh my God.
So Keg and Bottle has this at $2.99, which I think I might have you beat cost of gift value wise.
We Up Liquor has it for $129. Come on, it's supposed to be the median price, okay? It's not supposed to be the top price, because then it could just be like Craigslist. One place has it for $27. That's not real though.
All right, is that the sherry cask or is that just the regular?
No, you're right. That one's not real. Yeah, these are all sitting at like $200. That's crazy. It's like when we spent 3 years just throwing back Henry McKenna's.
Yeah, those were the days.
God, we were just finding them out, man.
So you know what's kind of neat is there is one more bottle at the store, and it's behind the counter. So it's not just people who know what they're looking for will find it, but those who don't,
I might just end up getting it if it stays there.
I gotta try this. Okay,
wait.
I gotta try it. All right, clink. Happy Giftsmas. Hachi machi.
God, I want to do a cocktail with this. This is great.
Whoa, William. God, their straight rye is just a powerhouse.
Oh, this is not even. This is
their straight rye.
Straight rye
is so strong.
Unfiltered, finished in Pedro Jimenez in Oloroso sherry cask. Rich flavors, subtle complexity, notes of dark chocolate, raisins, molasses, fruitcake, and rye spice. Yeah, I'm getting the rye spice.
Getting that rye, raisins. And
I'm getting the molasses a lot.
Wow,
this is good.
This was a great.
Well, I guess. Damn, go you. Fuck it, go us.
Go us. Look at us being apex gift giver.
Also, look at us being on the same page.
If you guys think you can out gift give us,
you can't.
Prove it. Prove it by sending us gifts.
Do it.
Do it.
I'll say this. Nothing says friendship more than having the same idea.
And then surprising each other with
the same. We also had the same exact way of doing it. We even were going to say the same thing.
Wow.
But once you started kicking to it, I was like, okay, I had to let him do it first.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I mean? Because it made more sense.
Well, and you just kind of big dogged me a bit with
I thought it was funny.
the whole bang.
Yeah. Oh, when you pulled this out, I was extra happy because I was like, this is great. But it's whew, I was scared because you never know. He could have pulled out something. He could Kasi Azul or something. And hit my face on the mic. You know what? I hope you have a happy holiday. We're not going to be here next week, probably. Even if we record, we're probably not going to be here in your eyes because it'll be the holidays.
Holidays.
Remember, drinking is not required,
but it is recommended.
There you go. This is good.
This is so good.
But